Strait of Hormuz reopens, crushing oil prices and rocketing stocks to fresh all-time highs. Welcome. This is Daily Market in 3 minutes. Let's dive in Wall Street. The S&P 500 closed near 7,126, the Nasdaq Composite rallied 13 straight days finishing near 24,468, and the Dow surged over 860 points ending around 49,448. The Magnificent Seven had a mixed day, as Apple, Tesla, Meta, and Nvidia posted solid gains between 1 and 3%. Amazon and Microsoft added modest fractions, but Netflix plunged almost 10%. Consumer discretionary, industrials, and financials were the big winning sectors today as risk appetite exploded, while the energy sector took a massive beating by dropping over 2%. Bitcoin climbed roughly to $77,000, gold surged over 1% to $4,867, and silver jumped over 3% to $81. WTI crude oil suffered a devastating 10% collapse down to $85. The dominant catalyst today was Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi announcing the full reopening of the Strait of Hormuz to commercial traffic during the 10-day ceasefire. This sudden geopolitical de-escalation completely wiped out the market's war premium and directly caused crude oil to collapse 10% as supply fears evaporated, which dragged down the entire energy sector while lifting transport and consumer discretionary stocks. Across the globe, Taiwan Semiconductor reported a massive 58% surge in first-quarter net profit, a blowout earnings print that confirmed relentless artificial intelligence demand and provided the fundamental fuel that drove Nvidia and the broader Nasdaq to fresh records today. Finally, Netflix dropped a post-earnings bombshell, as despite beating revenue expectations, the streaming giant issued a weak second-quarter margin forecast and announced the surprise departure of Chairman Reed Hastings, triggering a 10% crash in its stock price. The 10-year Treasury yield fell to 4.25%, while the 2-year note sits near 3.77%, and the US dollar index slipped to 98 as the VIX volatility index dropped to 17.5. Falling yields and a softer dollar are providing a perfect Goldilocks environment for equities to expand. The CNN Fear and Greed Index rocketed to 68, officially entering the greed zone, and this dramatic swing from extreme fear signals that investors are rushing back into risk assets with massive fear of missing out. Looking ahead, the market outlook remains constructive but cautious, because analysts warn that while corporate earnings are strong, the current momentum is stretched and highly vulnerable to any sudden geopolitical reversals. Keep your eyes on 3 critical events next week, starting with the fragile US and Iran truce deadline hitting on April 21st. That same day brings advanced US retail sales data, and then Tesla reports its highly anticipated first-quarter earnings on April 22nd. As always, this video is for informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Please like and subscribe for more. See you next time.